Right, welcome ladies and gents. Let's talk Alien Romulus. This will be a non-spoiler review. I've just got back. It's like I don't know, what is it? Like a half hour, 40-minute drive back from the theatre. And again, non-spoilers. This whole review will be non-spoilers. I really like the film. It's the third best Alien film for me. I had a really good time with it. Look, I don't care, all right? I don't care what you say. I know some people won't like this film. I understand. I get it. I fully get it. But I had such a good time with this film. Genuinely such a good time. So, just real quick, what is the story? If you've watched the trailers, you do know what the story is. Because they've done a really good job from the trailers of revealing like the overall plot. I think they revealed a bit too much in the trailers, mind you. But basically, group of colony children, colonists, sons and daughters, on a remote mining planet under the sort of orders of Weyland-Yutani. They're looking to leave their planet. They can't leave. They can't get the papers to leave from Weyland-Yutani. They are basically slaves. Genuinely, they are basically slaves to Weyland-Yutani, which is really brutal, actually. And they then discover in orbit, it has just popped up in orbit, the Romulus space station, or at the very least, they think it's just a Weyland-Yutani ship that's been decommissioned and just floated there. They then obviously go there because they're looking to get cryotubes, because the planet that they want to go to is 5 years journey away, and they need the cryotubes to make that journey. They don't have it. And obviously then shit ensues. That's basically the plot of Alien Romulus. Kaylee Spaney plays Rain Carradine, and David Johnson plays Andy. Andy is a synthetic. Some of the original synthetics, actually, we know David 8, we know that synthetic, but some of the original synthetics that Weyland-Yutani mass-produced and sent off-world to these mining planets. You know, these planets which they're stripping of all of their resources. So David Johnson plays this synthetic called Andy, which Rain's father found basically in the trash, reprogrammed, and instructed upon his death to look after his daughter, Rain. And then there's some other actors, right? There's Archie Renault, Spike Fern, Eileen Wu, Isabella Merced, and some other people, right? The two standouts are David Johnson. Kaylee Spaney's good. David Johnson is the best thing here, right? He is the best thing. He is what a good performance from David Johnson. Absolutely brilliant performance and very nuanced. So there is, without spoilers, but there's sort of two speeds to his performance and a very almost varying persona that is portrayed. Again, I'm trying to do this as non-spoilers as possible. And the fact that he can flip between these two very distinct sort of speeds and characterizations was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. So good. So good. So, shall we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly? Alright, so the good. $80 million they spent on this. $80 million. And it to me, it looked absolutely brilliant. It looked absolutely amazing for $80 million. The miniatures that they used, that you could see. You can see that they're miniatures. Good. I don't want to look at CGI. I'm so sick of looking at intangible bollocks on the screen. So crap to see just pixels floating by. I understand that they're pixels anyway. But it's so refreshing to see actual miniatures. And you know that they're miniatures. You can see that they're miniatures. They're so beautifully crafted. So good. Absolutely loved that. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was just incredibly well done. So the visual effects as a whole is one of the massive standouts of this film. I thought the visual effects were utterly brilliant. They don't 100% stand up, but they also do, even in their flaws. So there are some scenes where you're looking at some xenomorphs, for instance, where you look at them and you go, oh, that's clearly a man in a suit. But to me, someone that loves Alien and aliens, I'm looking at that going, yeah, that's good. Do you see what I mean? Even though it's it's sort of that the beauty in its imperfection, right? I love that. I thought that was amazing. And I know some people would be like, what are you talking about, you pleb? But to me, that's great. The score, wow, the score was absolutely spectacular. I thought it was a really, really good, I wouldn't say homage to the originals, but very clearly sort of conducted in a way to feel like you're in that time period, you know, where it feels like an Alien and Aliens score, right? But it's not an homage, although I guess it is totally in a way. But the score was absolutely brilliant. The lighting, the cinematography, all of these things were standouts. And I can't stress it enough. David Johnson, right, the guy who plays Andy, was the best actor here. Kaylee Spaney's good. She's actually good in this. I hated her in Civil War, but I thought she was actually quite good in this, quite frankly. Isabella Mercedes, fine. She's fine. Like everyone else, fine. Like they're all fine. But the standout is David Johnson. He was exceptionally good. Exceptionally good. The set design was brilliant. Now, again, you are working with $80 million here as a production budget. So there's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 5 or 6, you know, distinct set locations that you're working with here. And then some of it is just recycled and reused corridors. But I didn't hate that either. Because again, I'm not looking at actors on a fucking soundstage working with intangible bollocks. Like I see all the bloody time. It's so refreshing to see people actually interacting with a set piece for a change. Right? I'm so sick of people just setting up shop at a soundstage and going, here you go, guys, we'll fix it in post. No, I love the fact that there was only... Like, sure, would I have liked more set pieces? Yes. Did I love the fact that there were 6 set pieces and they were impeccably made? Yes. Would I take those 6 set pieces over a soundstage any day? Yes. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. The bad. Some of the effects were bad, right? There is an effect in this film which you'll look at, and at first, the first few times you see it, you'll go, and then you'll settle into it and it'll be fine. If you've seen the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And maybe don't settle into it. Maybe it's still to you, but to me, it was fine at the end. Some of the bad, some of the recycling of dialogue, and some of the homages and straight rip-offs. There is the line "Get away from her, you bitch" in this film, and you will groan. Some of you will groan. My theatre, a whole bunch of people clapped and cheered. Right? It was a bit odd. To me, though, I groaned, and I really liked the film. The ugly, but not necessarily bad, is the ending of the film. Now, it's gross, it's disgusting, and this has not necessarily changed that much from the sort of test screenings, because I kind of heard something about this at the time. But in actuality, I do think it may be somewhat divisive. The third act may divide people. But the thing about the Alien fandom overall is that they're divided between films anyway. So people that love Alien, some people hate, some people love Alien. Some of the people that love Alien hate Aliens. Some of the people that love Aliens hate Alien. Right? Like there is this rivalry between films in the fandom itself. So not everyone's going to love the ending. I didn't think the ending was great, but it certainly did not ruin my enjoyment of the overall film. Like at all. 100% at all. I still thinking about the whole film going, I want to go back to the theatre and genuinely watch that again. One of the absolutely brilliant things about this film was the expansion to the lore. Right? And it's not that you have to know anything about the films, to enjoy it. You actually don't. But as a nerd of the franchise, as you can very clearly say, see with all this paraphernalia floating around me. So for me, being a fan of the franchise, the expansion to the lore was great. I really, really enjoyed that. And there are references to past films and past events, but sort of filling in the gaps here and there whilst leaving some questions, but not the good kind of leaving questions, not the pie in the sky philosophizing type questions. I thought it was really, really good. What else? I don't know. I had a good time with this film. It's a strong... honestly, it's a strong recommendation from me with the caveat that I think some people will really hate it. I guess. I don't know. I had a great time with it. Genuinely great time with it. Now, am I biased towards this as a franchise and as a film? Yeah, obviously I am. Like, very clearly I am. Was it really nice to be back in this world? Yes. There are Easter eggs of Alien Isolation. There's Easter eggs to, you know, all the movies. There are kind of Easter eggs to laid out throughout this. But I also think if you're a fan of the films, that will appeal to some people. So, I'm biased, but also I think some other people will be as well. I don't know, I had a great time with it. I thought it was really, really good. Genuinely a good film. To me, honestly, it's the third best in the franchise. Yeah. Although they are part of the franchise, I don't necessarily count Prometheus and Covenant within that as a group. So if I'm just counting the first 4 movies and now this, I say this is the third best in the franchise. Prometheus and Covenant are kind of their own thing, even though they are connected to the Alien franchise. I always view them as their own thing. But like I said, look, the ending of this movie, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. I didn't massively like the ending, but I did like how it made me feel, which was tense, sort of on the edge of my seat. There's lots of gore in this film. It's just well done. My God, the little chest bursters were great. The sort of cocoon pod from chestburster to xenomorph was brilliant. I just thought it was great. I thought it was a really good film. I had a good time with it. Again, not everyone's gonna like this film. Not everyone's gonna want to watch it. I get it. Some people are gonna leave this movie hating it. As it goes, I was in the theatre at 3:15. Okay, I went with a friend of mine. The friend of mine didn't massively like it. Said it was like a 5 out of 10 for an Alien movie. 7 out of 10 as a standalone movie, I think was his rating. The rest of the theatre, and it was quite busy actually, which really surprised me, but you know, good. They all seemed to like it. Like walking out the theatre, they seemed to like it. So if that's any indication for you and what you sort of think of Alien movies and things like that, take from that what you will. I'm just trying to set the stage for expectations. But I had a great time. So if you've seen it, let me know what you think down below. Please don't put spoilers. Alright, just let people watch it and make their own mind up. And then on my spoiler review, we'll talk about it and you guys can post spoilers. But please don't post spoilers on a non-spoiler review. And I know I'm just asking for people to do it, but come on now. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.